and some of the biggest news in the NFL, other than what the Raiders, which we'll talk about here in just a second, the Seattle Seahawks said that they are entertaining offers for Richard Sherman. I know it's a business. I don't like it. I don't like this on why you would have field trade offers for Richard Sherman. I get that you can get something in return, of course, and being Richard Sherman, a lot of teams were interested, including the New England Patriots. They reached out to the Seattle Seahawks to see what could happen in order to get him before they ended up signing Stephon Gilmore. Now, 2 days after the owners' meetings, the Seahawks have made it clear that they're willing to listen to offers for Sherman. The Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll said, quote, "You're either competing or you're not. And so we've always had to be open for everything and, every suggestion that comes along. There have been some teams that have called, and so we've talked about it, but he's extremely important to our football team," end quote. This is going to cause a little rift in the Seahawks, and I'm starting to worry that we might see the falling apart of the Seahawks dynasty of what was once. And here's my thing. We've seen a lot of Seahawks players that were part of that championship team start leaving. A lot of them left because they wanted that bigger money and bigger contracts, and you usually get overpaid after you win a Super Bowl. And the thing is, Lynch is gone. I know they still have Russell Wilson, of course, but Pete Carroll's not getting any younger. I don't know how much longer he's going to coach. It's starting to worry me, and now they're trying to possibly trade Richard Sherman. And what Sherman had to say, it's kind of telling once you look into it. Quote, "I just laugh it off, man. It's funny to me, but sometimes people need to see you gone to realize what you had. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, but I don't let things like that bother me. The chips will fall how they're supposed to." He's kind of telling the Seahawks, look, I get it. I'll still go play anywhere else. I don't know. I don't like it. I wish this story never came out. I wish the Seahawks weren't talking about it and just denied it completely, because it's not worth trading him. He's 28 years old. He's got 2 years remaining on his contract. He is due $11.4 million guaranteed in 2017 and $11 million in 2018. So some pretty high numbers. But honestly, I don't feel like that's too high of what we're seeing some players and some DBs starting to get now. I feel like that's honestly kind of cheap for what you're getting out of Richard Sherman, the elite corner. He's never missed a game in the 6 years. He's been to the Pro Bowl the last 4 years. It doesn't make sense to me. I get the draft picks. I understand that. I'm not saying I don't completely understand it, but it just he's the face of the defense. I know you could say Cam Chancellor's, Bobby Wagner's starting to be, Michael Bennett's not really. He's just more of just a character. But Richard Sherman is what got the Legion of Boom going. You take a piece of him away, I just can't see it happening. If it does happen, of course, going to Los Angeles wouldn't be a bad idea. He's from Compton, so maybe he comes to Los Angeles for the Chargers, of course, not the Rams. But let me know in the comment section, should the Seahawks trade Richard Sherman, or would it be best to keep him?